Hey there, everyone. It's me. It's Dr. E. Sitting outside for a minute, and I wanted to come before you and give an encouraging word for the standers. I also wanted to say thank you to everyone that have given very, very positive comments with the last two videos that I uploaded regarding the woman of God that stopped standing for her marriage. And I want to be perfectly clear and crystal clear, as my pastor says, to everyone. We are to be in a place of prayer for her. We're to not bash her. We're to not pass judgment against her. We are to love. Love covers a multitude of sin. And we are to be in a place of prayer. There is nothing that is impossible for God to do. God can do all things. What we think God cannot do, God can truly do. He specializes in the impossible. And so we should be in a place of prayer for her and for her family. And stand in agreement with the prophetic words that have already come forward regarding her. And in addition to stand still and see the salvation of the Lord, and just continue to bombard heaven with the prayers, because the effectual fervent prayers of the righteous availeth much. The other piece, there were a few comments that were left that I went ahead and deleted, because I'm not going to go back and forth with people that are in a place of they're staunch in their belief and saying that because you're standing for the restoration of your marriage, that you're making marriage an idol. I'm not going to go back and forth to that and with that, because I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stand still and do what God has said to do, so that I won't have people go off on a tangent. Because when you're in a place of standing, you're in a very delicate place. And anything that you see, anything that you read can kind of like take you off course until you're really anchored. But I want to get to the purpose of this video that I am leaving for you. I want to encourage the standers. Not everyone is going to understand the reason that you're standing. Everyone is not going to understand it. Many are going to think that you have nothing else to do. You can get anyone you want. Why are you settling? What's wrong with you? They're going to think that something is seriously wrong with you, that you are standing and trusting God and taking God at his word. And it's a whole lot of different things. People will turn their backs on you. They will still go to church. They'll still serve God, but they will only take God at his word for only so long, because number one, it may be too long, or number two, they may only want to serve him when it's beneficial for them. But when you are in a place and God has told you to stand, and you know that God has told you to stand, it is not going to be popular. Everyone is not going to understand it, and everyone's not going to accept it. But guess what? It's not their life. You must do what God has called you to do. And so that's the purpose of this video. I want to encourage you that this is a lonely walk. And the only people that will understand this are those who are walking this with you, number one. Number two, those who have walked it and God has restored and reconciled their marriage. Or three, those who are just radical believers and they don't have to walk it to trust God. Those are the three categories. Those are the three types of people that will understand this. Because those that do not understand it will criticize you and will become judgmental and will cause for you to come out of place when you're supposed to be anchored in God. So you be encouraged those of you all that's in a place of standing, and you may have been standing for a few months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. You may be standing, because I want to let you know it's bigger than the reconciliation and the restoration of your marriage, because God is after your wayward spouse's soul. And he's going to get to their soul through you if you posture yourself in a place to be used. He's after their soul. He wants their soul. He wants their soul to be saved. And when you can get that in your forefront to say, I'm not even in it for my happiness, but God save his soul. God save her soul. Crush me to save his soul. Crush me to save her soul. That's the power of intercession. That's what Jesus did. Jesus died. Come on, somebody. Jesus died and he died for sin that he did not commit. He who knew no sin became sin. He died for those not only who he knew would believe, because remember, he was 100% God and 100% man. He died for those who he knew would never believe in him also. He still died for them. He died for the entire world, for them to come to the knowledge of salvation. The Bible did not say that he only died for those who will believe in him. He died for the world. That whosoever believeth in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. So if you would be a vessel for God to use. My God. My God. See, we're in this thing sometimes thinking that we're supposed to be happy. Everything's supposed to be happy and joy and this. Marriage is a ministry. Marriage is a ministry. The minute that you say I do, and the minute that you say, I say this all the time, the minute that you say I do, the enemy says I do too, and he comes to break up the covenant. The reason why many of you are standing is because you are probably called to marriage ministry, and he has to try to destroy it so that you don't know your purpose and you don't know who you're called to be and what you're called to do. So you be encouraged, and you don't move for anyone. You take God at his word, and you stand still and see his salvation. God bless you, and God keep you is my prayer.